Yes, Simon, some people may call it conceptual art, but perhaps others would call it wanton destruction. What's the reason behind this burning of glittery boots?
Well, as you probably read in the paper, Gary Glitter's boots were stolen at the airport before he left by our Slob Squad, and these are the very boots. The actual meaning of it is we attach great symbolic meaning to this because we are trying to stamp out glam rock, believing... Oh, my thongs are burning. Therefore, we've devised the complete opposite, which is slob rock, which is into the Barry McKenzie sort of Paul Hogan type of thing, I suppose.
Well, who's going to be the chief slob rocker?
Well, Frank here, we've sort of groomed Frank, trained him over the last 6 months, and taught him to sing and all this. We've brought a record out called Slob Rock, which is going to be released shortly, and we're going to spearhead our attack actually with Frank here because we think he's quite a good-looking lad and, well, he's learnt very well.
Frank, could you tell us what sort of training you've had in the past 6 months to turn you into a real true blues slob?
Well, I've got my driver's licence and I've had singing lessons, piano lesson,
didgeridoo.
What sort of music are you mainly into?
Well, Australian heritage.
It's basically good old rock and roll with a bit of Australian flavour to it.
What makes the difference? What makes the difference between simple rock and roll and slob rock and roll?
Well, rock and roll, really. I mean, if a person's rocking and rolling, they can't drink beer and eat a meat pie at the same time. But if you're slob rocking, you can. You see, your 2 feet remain firmly implanted upon the ground on the one spot, and you simply move in time to the bass guitar, which sort of just plods along. So you can move in time to that. And if you're sort of overweight or overdeveloped in any way, then this doesn't matter. You can still slob rock. So it doesn't discriminate. And this is what we've sort of found with glam rock. There is this discrimination. And we're not into that scene at all, man.
Frank, obviously if slob rock takes off, you're going to find yourself working some interesting places. What do you think the main sort of venue for slob rock musical events will be?
Well, the main venue would be dances.
Top of Ayers Rock.
Oh, Lidcombe.
We got to tell you about the concert on Ayers Rock. One planned on the top of Ayers Rock.
Got a concert planned on top of Ayers Rock.
Who's going to be the audience on top of Ayers Rock?
Oh, we're negotiating actually at the moment with Sir Frank Packer and Mike Willisey to get a worldwide OTC hookup and sort of beam this jam the lines worldwide, so that everybody in the world has to really, see what Australian music's really all about.
Well, one of the unfortunate things about glam rock is that it hasn't lasted very long. How long do you expect slob rock to last?
I think longer than Gary Glitter's boots, mate. No, I think it's inherent within Australia, really. I mean, I think, if you're 14 or you're 30, you drink beer and you go to the beach, and this is what it's basically all about, having a good time. Glam rock's very theatrical, and we intend to make slob rock just as theatrical, like put on really good rock and roll shows. I mean, there are bands here now, people like Lobby Lloyd and everything, who I'm sure they won't mind being mentioned, who are basically slobs, but they don't take it to its natural conclusion, you see. And if they did, I think perhaps they'd get an even wider following.
Well, back to Frank. Frank, you haven't said very much at all.
He's the spokesman, and they never say too much.
What do you want?
Gary Glitter was a product, or, it could be said that he was a product of a very large machine. Do you think is it possible as just a very large business machine backing this slob rock venture? or is it a true representation of the will of the people?
Don't answer that. Don't answer that. It's a
Bit of both.
trick question. Trick question.
All right, cut it.